Ladies and gentlemen, we often hear the phrase, God will provide, but how often do we pause to truly understand what it means? Provision is not just the meeting of our immediate needs, it is the overwhelming, infinite abundance of a universe that flows with generosity. The trees do not hoard their fruits, the rivers do not ration their waters, and the sun does not calculate how much light to give. Creation itself is an unending cycle of giving, and you are part of this divine flow. But here is the challenge: scarcity is not real, it is a belief. It is born of fear, a fear that there is not enough for everyone. Yet when we let go of this illusion, we find that there is more than enough for all. You see, there is a profound difference between what we need and what we desire. Needs are simple, pure, and always met in ways that are sometimes unexpected. Desires, on the other hand, can grow into insatiable cravings that obscure the abundance already in our lives. The key to unlocking this provision lies in trust. Trust in the divine flow of life. Trust that the same force that causes the flowers to bloom and the stars to shine will also meet your needs in ways you cannot yet imagine. But trust alone is not enough, it must be paired with gratitude. A heart filled with gratitude opens the door to endless blessings. It transforms what we have into enough, and what we receive into more than we ever thought possible. True provision, however, is not measured in material wealth. It is the peace that steadies you in chaos, the love that surrounds you in isolation, and the joy that fills your heart without reason. This is the abundance God offers, an overflowing cup, not just for you, but for all who come into your life. So I urge you to let go of the fear of lack. Embrace the mystery of divine provision and live with a heart that trusts and a spirit that serves. For when you do, you will find that God not only meets your needs but surpasses them, pouring out blessings so abundant that they cannot be contained. And in this overflow, remember, you are not merely a receiver of abundance. You are a vessel of it. Let it pour through you, blessing others and multiplying in ways you cannot begin to fathom. God will provide, yes, but always more than you need. Trust it, live it, and let it be so. The idea that the universe is a vast reservoir of abundance is one that challenges many of our deeply ingrained beliefs about scarcity and competition. Yet, if we look closely at the world around us, nature itself provides endless evidence of this truth. The cycles of the seasons, the endless flow of rivers, the blooming of countless flowers, and the vast expanse of the sky all point to a reality far removed from the notions of lack that so often dominate human thought. In its purest form, abundance is not something to be achieved or acquired. It is not a destination we must struggle to reach. Instead, it is the natural state of existence. The universe is inherently abundant, continuously creating, renewing, and offering without limit. The stars do not run out of light, the oceans do not withhold their waves, and the trees do not stop growing simply because they fear a lack of resources. This abundance is woven into the very fabric of existence, inviting us to recognize it, align with it, and trust in its flow. Yet, despite this ever-present truth, we humans often find ourselves trapped in the illusion of scarcity. We have been conditioned to believe that there is not enough time, enough money, enough love, or enough opportunities. This belief drives us to compete, to hoard, and to fear that if someone else gains, we must inevitably lose. But this scarcity mindset is a distortion of reality. It is a construct of the mind, fueled by fear and disconnection from the natural rhythms of life. When we pause to truly observe the world, we begin to see that abundance is not merely about material wealth or possessions. It is about the infinite possibilities that exist in every moment. The air we breathe, the sunlight that warms our skin, the intricate dance of ecosystems, all are manifestations of a universe that gives freely and without hesitation. This is not to say that life does not present challenges or moments of need, but even in those times there is often a deeper provision at work, one that we may only recognize in hindsight. The secret to experiencing this abundance lies in our perspective. When we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of trust and openness, we begin to see the world through new eyes. We realize that the universe is not withholding anything from us, rather, It is we who have closed ourselves from its flow. Abundance is not something to be fought for or demanded, it is something to be received with gratitude and humility. One of the greatest barriers to experiencing abundance is the tendency to equate it solely with material gain. While material wealth can be a part of abundance, it is far from its entirety. True abundance is holistic, it encompasses physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It is the laughter shared with a friend, the peace found in a quiet moment, the love that connects us to others, and the creativity that flows when we are aligned with our purpose. These are treasures that no amount of money can buy, yet they are freely available to all who open themselves to receive them. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, provides for each of us in ways that are uniquely suited to our journey. Sometimes this provision comes in the form of opportunities, connections, or resources. Other times it comes as lessons, challenges, or the nudges that guide us back to our true path. When we trust in the abundance of the universe, we learn to see every experience, whether joyful or difficult, as a gift that contributes to our growth and fulfillment. Ultimately, the universe's abundance is not something separate from us. It is not an external force that we must petition or persuade. It is the very essence of who we are, an intrinsic part of the life that flows through us. When we align with this truth, we begin to live in harmony with the rhythms of creation, knowing that we are never truly lacking. Instead, we are constantly held, supported, and nourished by a source that is boundless and eternal. To embrace the abundance of the universe is to step into a life of trust, gratitude, and flow. It is to release the fear of scarcity and to open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that await. In doing so, we not only transform our own lives, but also become conduits of abundance for others, spreading light, love, and hope in a world that is far richer than we often realize. Trust in the flow of life is one of the most profound yet challenging principles to embrace. It asks us to let go of the need to control and instead lean into the unfolding of events, even when we cannot see the full picture. At its core, trust in the flow is about aligning with the natural rhythms of existence, believing that life is not random but deeply interconnected and purposeful, even in its mysteries. In the flow of life, there is a current and movement that guides all things toward balance and harmony. Just as rivers carve their paths effortlessly to the ocean, the flow of life carries us toward our true purpose if we allow it. This does not mean that life will always be easy or free from struggle. On the contrary, the flow often takes us through challenges and uncertainties, but these moments are not signs of failure or abandonment. They are part of a larger process of growth, teaching us to trust even when the path is unclear. One of the greatest obstacles to trusting the flow is the human desire for control. We often believe that if we plan meticulously, work tirelessly, and anticipate every possible outcome, we can dictate the course of our lives. While effort and intention are important, they are not the whole story. Life is far too vast and complex to be controlled by human will alone. When we cling too tightly to our own plans, we may miss the opportunities and blessings that come from unexpected detours. Trusting the flow means surrendering to the idea that there is a wisdom greater than our own at work. This trust is not passive resignation, but an active choice to let go of resistance. Resistance arises when we fight against what is, wishing for life to be different than it is in the moment. It creates tension, frustration, and suffering. Trust, on the other hand, allows us to move with life rather than against it. It is the ability to find peace even in uncertainty, knowing that every experience, no matter how difficult, has something to teach us. When we trust the flow, we stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones. Trust also requires a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing life as something happening to us, we begin to see it as something happening for us. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, is part of a larger design meant to guide us toward greater understanding and fulfillment. Even when life takes an unexpected turn, there is often a deeper purpose that we can only recognize in hindsight. Trusting the flow means believing that life is always working in our favor, even when we cannot yet see how. Ultimately, trust in the flow is an act of faith, not necessarily in a religious sense, but in the inherent order and intelligence of the universe. It is a recognition that we are part of something much greater than ourselves, a vast interconnected web of existence that moves in harmony. When we let go of fear and control, we align with this harmony, allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. In this trust, we find peace, freedom, and the assurance that we are always being guided toward what is best for our growth and highest good. The distinction between needs and desires is both subtle and profound, shaping how we experience life and its abundance. Needs are the fundamental aspects of existence, the essential elements that sustain and nurture us. Desires, on the other hand, are born from preferences, ambitions, and the ever-evolving mind. While both have their place in the human experience, understanding the difference between them is key to finding peace, contentment, and a sense of fulfillment. Needs are universal. They are the non-negotiables of life: air to breathe, water to drink, food to nourish, and shelter to protect. Beyond the physical, there are emotional needs such as love, connection, safety, and a sense of purpose. These are the core requirements that allow us to survive and thrive. When our needs are met, we feel balanced, stable, and whole. They ground us in the present moment and give us the foundation to build a meaningful life. Desires, in contrast, are varied and often limitless. They emerge from our imagination, experiences, and social influences. While needs are about survival and stability, desires are about expansion and self-expression. We desire comfort, luxury, recognition, and countless other things that go beyond what is strictly necessary. Desires can motivate us to achieve, create, and explore, but they can also lead to dissatisfaction and restlessness when they become the sole focus of our lives. The challenge arises when desires are mistaken for needs. In a world that constantly markets the idea that more is better, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that our happiness depends on fulfilling every whim. We may convince ourselves that we need the latest gadget, a bigger house, or a specific title to feel complete. This conflation creates a cycle of striving and consumption, where no achievement or acquisition ever feels like enough. Desires, by their nature, are insatiable. They are always shifting, always demanding more. Needs, however, are simple and finite. They remind us that life's most essential aspects are often the most accessible. The air we breathe, the relationships we cherish, the moments of stillness and reflection, these are gifts that do not require endless pursuit. When we focus on meeting our needs with gratitude and awareness, we begin to experience a sense of sufficiency. Life becomes less about chasing external rewards and more about appreciating what is already present. This is not to say that desires are inherently negative. They are a natural part of being human and can inspire growth and creativity. The key is to approach them mindfully, understanding their transient nature. Desires can enhance life when they are pursued with balance, but they should not dictate our sense of self-worth or happiness. By grounding ourselves in our needs and treating desires as opportunities rather than necessities, we free ourselves from the pressure to constantly chase after more. When we recognize the distinction between needs and desires, we gain clarity about what truly matters. We see that our deepest fulfillment comes not from acquiring, but from being present, being connected, and being grateful for the simple, essential gifts of life. By honoring our needs and holding our desires lightly, we create space for true abundance to flow into our lives. The art of letting go is one of the most liberating and transformative practices we can embrace. At its heart, letting go is about releasing attachment to outcomes, people, possessions, beliefs, or even versions of ourselves that no longer serve us. It is not about giving up or losing hope, but about making space for new possibilities to emerge. It is an act of trust, a recognition that clinging too tightly to what we think we need often prevents us from receiving what life truly has to offer. Letting go begins with acceptance. Many of us struggle against reality, wishing for things to be different than they are. We replay past events, hoping to change what cannot be undone, or we grasp at a future we cannot fully control. This resistance creates tension and suffering as we are caught in a battle with the inevitable flow of life. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. Rather, it is the courage to see things as they are without judgment or denial. It is the foundation upon which letting go can happen, as it allows us to face reality with clarity and openness. At its core, letting go is a deeply personal process. It asks us to confront our fears, especially the fear of loss. Much of our attachment stems from a desire for security, comfort, or identity. We hold on because we believe that what we cling to defines us or protects us from uncertainty. Yet, the paradox is that the tighter we hold on, the more trapped we become. True freedom comes not from possessing, but from releasing, from trusting that life will unfold as it should, even without our constant grip. One of the most challenging aspects of letting go is dealing with the past. Memories, regrets, and unresolved emotions can weigh heavily on us, making it difficult to move forward. The key to letting go of the past is not to forget or suppress, but to integrate and release. It involves forgiving ourselves and others, understanding that every experience, no matter how painful, has shaped us and brought us to this moment. By releasing the hold of the past, we create space for the present to flourish. Letting go also applies to the future. We often become fixated on specific outcomes, believing that our happiness depends on achieving certain goals or fulfilling certain expectations. While it is natural to have aspirations, attachment to rigid outcomes can blind us to alternative paths and opportunities. Letting go means trusting the process, knowing that life may have plans far greater than our own. It is about focusing on the journey rather than the destination, finding joy and meaning in each step. Ultimately, letting go is an act of love for ourselves, for others, and for life itself. It allows us to release the burdens that weigh us down, to forgive, to trust, and to embrace the ever-changing nature of existence. It is not a single event, but a lifelong practice, one that deepens with time and experience. As we learn to let go, we discover that what remains is not emptiness, but freedom, peace, and a deeper connection to the flow of life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful and transformative states of being, capable of reshaping how we perceive and interact with the world. It is more than a polite thank you or a fleeting acknowledgement of what we have. It is a way of living, a lens through which we can see the abundance, beauty, and interconnectedness of life. Gratitude opens the door to deeper fulfillment by shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already possess, inviting joy, peace, and contentment into our hearts. At its core, gratitude is about awareness. It requires us to pause and truly notice the gifts that surround us, many of which we often take for granted. The air we breathe, the warmth of the sun, the companionship of loved ones, the opportunities to grow, all of these are treasures that, when appreciated, transform ordinary moments into extraordinary blessings. Life, in all its complexity, offers countless reasons to be grateful, but it is up to us to recognize them. Gratitude asks us to slow down, to pay attention, and to honor the richness of the present moment. One of the most profound effects of gratitude is its ability to shift our perspective. The human mind has a tendency to focus on what is missing, to dwell on problems, or to compare our lives to others. This scarcity mindset creates a sense of lack and dissatisfaction, even in the midst of abundance. Gratitude, however, counteracts this tendency by redirecting our attention to what is present and sufficient. It reminds us that life is not about accumulating more, but about cherishing what we already have. When we practice gratitude, we begin to see that there is enough love, enough time, enough opportunities right here, right now. Gratitude is also a catalyst for connection. When we express appreciation, we strengthen our bonds with others and cultivate a sense of belonging. It allows us to acknowledge the efforts and kindness of those around us, creating a ripple effect of positivity. In this way, gratitude is not only a personal practice, but also a communal one. It fosters empathy, generosity, and a shared recognition of the good in life. By celebrating the contributions of others, we contribute to a culture of gratitude that uplifts everyone. Furthermore, gratitude has a profound impact on our well-being. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can reduce stress, improve mental health, and even enhance physical health. It lowers cortisol levels, boosts immune function, and increases feelings of happiness and optimism. Gratitude, in essence, aligns us with the natural flow of life, where appreciation replaces fear and abundance replaces scarcity. It is not just an emotion, but a practice that rewires our brains and hearts to see the world through a lens of positivity and possibility. But gratitude is not always easy. In times of difficulty or loss, it can feel nearly impossible to find reasons to be thankful. Yet it is precisely in these moments that gratitude becomes most powerful. It does not ask us to ignore our pain or deny our struggles. Instead, it invites us to look deeper, to find the silver linings, and to trust in the resilience of the human spirit. Gratitude helps us to see that even in the darkest times, there is light, a lesson learned, a strength discovered, a connection deepened. The practice of gratitude is a doorway to abundance because it aligns us with the truth that life is inherently generous. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we begin to attract more of it. Our energy shifts and we open ourselves to receiving blessings with open hearts. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you, it is about embodying a sense of appreciation that radiates outward, transforming our experiences and relationships. In embracing gratitude, we unlock the fullness of life. We move from a place of longing to a place of peace, from fear to trust, and from lack to abundance. Gratitude opens the door to a life that is richer, more joyful, and deeply connected to the present moment. It reminds us that every day, no matter the circumstances, is a gift waiting to be cherished. The present moment is a profound gift, yet it is often overlooked in the pursuit of something more, a better future, a healed past, or a different version of what already is. We spend so much of our lives caught in the web of striving, regret, or anticipation that we miss the quiet richness of the now. To recognize that the present moment is enough is to awaken to the fullness of life as it is, without embellishment or alteration. It is an act of liberation, a return to the simplicity and beauty of being. At its essence, the present moment is all we ever truly have. The past exists only in memory, and the future is but an idea in our minds. While these dimensions of time have their purpose, they can pull us away from the immediacy of living. Dwelling on the past often fills us with regret or nostalgia, while fixating on the future stirs anxiety and restlessness. Yet, when we pause and root ourselves in the present, we find a deep sense of peace. The here and now does not demand anything from us, it simply invites us to be. This invitation to be present is not about denying our goals or dismissing our past experiences. It is about shifting our focus to what is real in this moment. Every sensation, every breath, every fleeting sound or image is part of a larger tapestry of life unfolding. The present moment, in all its ordinariness, is abundant. The sunlight filtering through a window, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the sound of the wind, all of these are reminders that life is happening now, not at some distant point in time. To see the present moment as enough requires us to let go of the need for constant change or improvement. Society often teaches us that we must do more, be more, or achieve more to find fulfillment. This belief drives us to chase after ideals, thinking happiness lies somewhere just beyond our grasp. But what if the key to contentment isn't out there but here in the immediacy of this moment? What if we don't need to earn our right to feel whole, but simply need to notice that we already are? This practice of presence is deeply connected to gratitude. When we bring our attention fully to the now, we begin to see the blessings that surround us. We realize that we do not need grand events or external validation to feel alive. Life itself is enough. The smallest details become sources of wonder: a smile from a stranger, the warmth of a cup of tea, the stillness of a quiet room. By embracing these simple gifts, we awaken to the richness of life that was always there, waiting for us to notice. Being present also requires us to confront discomfort. The present moment is not always serene or pleasant, and it may hold pain, uncertainty, or vulnerability. Yet even in these moments, there is value in staying present. By fully experiencing what is, we allow ourselves to process, heal, and grow. Running from discomfort only prolongs its hold on us, but facing it with openness helps us move through it. Presence teaches us that even difficult moments are part of the human experience and deserve our attention. The present moment is enough because it is the only place where life truly unfolds. When we are fully present, we become participants in the dance of existence rather than mere spectators lost in thought. We stop waiting for life to begin and realize it is already happening, right here and now. This realization brings a profound sense of freedom. We are no longer bound by the need to fix or chase, we are free to simply be. In recognizing the sufficiency of the present, we discover a deeper connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us. The present moment holds everything we need to feel alive, to feel whole. It reminds us that life is not a destination but an ongoing journey, and every step along the way is worthy of our full attention. To live in the present is to live fully, embracing life as it is, moment by moment. Divine provision is a profound concept rooted in the understanding that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, provides for us in ways we often cannot anticipate or comprehend. This provision is not merely about receiving what we need for survival, but about experiencing a deep sense of purpose, connection, and abundance through acts of service. When we shift our focus from self-centered pursuits to serving others, we align ourselves with the flow of life's generosity, opening channels for divine provision to manifest in our lives. Service is one of the purest expressions of love and compassion. It is the act of giving without expectation, of offering our time, energy, and resources to uplift others. Thanks for watching.